All right, so now we are going to move on to practice assignment 2, part 2. This is the one that asks you to enter a new data file. So I've already done that here off camera because it's boring to watch that happen. But just as a quick reminder, I'm going to start by going to my variable view. I'm going to type happy. And actually, it's good I went here. I'm going to change the scale to be scale, both for happy and for Chaco. We don't need anything labeled or values because that's in the scale already. So now we're back here. We've got our data entered. And so now we're ready to go. So we've done, off camera, let's say we've done steps 1 and 2. Now we're going to run descriptives. And in step 3, we're going to run our descriptives on happy and Chaco. So we go to Analyze, Descriptives, Descriptives here. And what I want to call your attention to, yours is probably going to start with these guys over here, and yours is going to start with this thing unchecked. So your first thing is going to be to select the variables you're interested in, put them over here. But then here's the really important part. Down here it says save standardized values as variables. This probably doesn't look like it to you, but what this is making z-scores and adding those z-scores to your table automatically. So it's labeled in a weird way, but that's what it's doing. So definitely make sure you check that. That's what's going to give you your z-scores. Hit OK, and it'll show you that we have some output down here. That's not really the interesting part. The interesting part is what happened back here in your data file. Now you've got z happy and z chocolate. These are the z-scores that correspond to the raw scores that you had typed by hand. So now what we're going to do is just check to make sure that these are behaving the way we think they should. This is now step 5, running descriptives on z Chaco and z happy. Already, because we know that these are now transformed into z-scores, we know that we should already expect them to have a mean of 0, always, and a standard deviation of 1, always. So let's see if that's actually true. So go back to Analyze, Descriptives, and select Descriptives. Now we're going to get these guys out of there and put these ones in. We don't need that anymore, that's already done. For options, we want the mean and standard deviation. Min and max, that's fine, doesn't hurt to have that. And so when we go down to our final value, sure enough, we get a mean of 0 and standard deviation of 1, which should always be the case whenever you're working with z-scores. So great, now I've done step 5. Now in step 6, we want to create histograms with the normal curve superimposed for all 4 variables. So let's go back to our data file, go to Analyze, Descriptives, Frequencies. We're going to select all 4. Again, I'm holding down Shift and clicking there at the bottom. Stick those all over. I don't actually care for the frequency tables. Turn off all output. All right, I guess we'll keep that in. But here we're going to select histograms, and again, we want to show the normal curve. So now we hit OK. It's going to chug along. I guess it insists on giving us frequency tables. And so here we have the frequencies, the histogram basically for happy with the normal curve superimposed on it. Looks okay. The normal curve for chocolate, definitely not normal, definitely skewed. In this case, this would be positively skewed. The z-scores look exactly the same in terms of their shape, right? The SPSS has given us some different bins here for the z-scores, so some of the details look a little bit different. You don't see exactly the same profile, but you still see the same tendency. And if we had used the same size bins, in fact, you would see exactly the same shape. Normal for happy and skewed for chocolate. Z-scores never change the overall shape of the distribution. They just keep it what it is. All a z-score does is reset the values so that they have a mean of 0 and a standard deviation of 1. All right, so that's basically what we would need to do for part 2 here. Everything else is just printing out and checking stuff off. Hope these are helpful. and send me questions that you have by email, and I'll do my best to get to them, although I will be pretty offline all of Saturday. Good luck.